Hello YouTube and welcome back to X-Plane 11. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. We're going to be continuing with the Air Hauler 2 first impression / review. This is going to be the final part. So in the first part, if you have not seen the first part, I went over the actual product itself, the price, the specs, what it does. We had a look at all the various pages. We set up a company. We bought an aircraft. I showed you how to import custom aircraft into it, so on and so forth. I came up with a few criticisms about it, but overall it was pretty positive. In the second part, I actually connected this to X-Plane. We tried it out with Active Sky, looked for any errors that we could find, and did a type rating, so we got our first type rating. In this one, I'm going to be doing the first mission, the first cargo mission, because I do have a cargo plane, and we're going to see how it integrates with X-Plane, any particular quirks of it, any nuances that we need to be aware of, and then I'm going to be able to give you my final impressions of this product. I'm actually looking forward to this. I think it's going to be quite positive overall, but you never know. You never know what will happen. So the best thing we can do is grab a job and see where it leads us. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Okay, so what I'm doing is, this is the route that I've chosen. It's a nice short route for the purposes of this video. 66 nautical miles, Echo Golf Tango Charlie, which is where we are, to Echo Golf Sierra Victor. We have 66 nautical miles in a straight line. We're going to be transporting some beef. I'm not sure how I'm going to get all this beef in the back of my Piper, but there we go. It says 900 of it. If we go to our fleet, it does say that my cargo capacity is 938, so we are going to be pretty heavy, but it says 900, 938, so that is what I'm going to try and do. We're going to get 9,000 out of it, so it's going to be, should be pretty lucrative, this one. It does expire on the 19th of June at 4 in the morning. This is 2 days from, or tomorrow from when you're watching this, but it is 2 days, 1.5 days. There you go, you can see there, one day, 7 hours from when I am recording. What I am going to try and do is try and go back in time a bit. So I'm going to try and do this, at the moment you can see it's 1940 hours. I'm going to try and do this at 1140 hours on the same day, 17th of June, and I'm going to see if it actually works. So that's another test that I'm going to do. So how do I get this job? All I've got to do is press accept job. There we go. And now that job is mine. So now all I've got to do is go over to accepted jobs. There we go. There's the information. Base storage. That's where I've got this particular product. Now I just need to find out where it is on the airfield. Also, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to set this up myself, because I have this in networks mode. So if I jump into X-Plane, I need to set everything up myself before I go in. I'm actually going to start with the engines. Let's start with the engines running. Sure, why not? Let me make sure that all my controls are in a position for the engines to be running properly. There we go. I'm also going to make sure that I start at West Parking. That will do quite nicely, and this is where I need to ensure that I've got the right amount of stuff in here. So payload weight, we cannot take that much. Ooh, okay. Oh no, wait, it's pounds. 900 pounds. It's oh, that's zero. That's for I know what that one was for. Okay, it says 905 for some reason. Why can't you take 900? Okay, 900. There you go, 900. So it's 400 kilos of that. We should be, I'm hoping we should be okay on this. We have plenty of fuel in the tank. Now all I need to do is check the fleets here and check the fuel capacity. Current fuel is 199.6. I have no idea what that's in. I'm going to assume it's in pounds. I need to change that to kilograms. Oh, wait a minute. That's, yeah, it's going to be pounds. 199. There you go. That makes sense. It's 90 kilos. Okay, so it tells me that I've got 3 hours of flight time. That should be okay. Let's give it the exact amount, 199.6. Oh, fine. I'll write the whole thing out again. 199.6. Okay, fine. 199 will do. It's fine. Right. I think we should be okay. We should be okay for this. Fuel capacity, but we're not maxing it out. That's for sure. Cargo capacity, again, we haven't maxed it out. We are done. So all I now need to do is I need to go to the accepted jobs, press fly now, I think. That's the one. Choose aircraft from fleet. That's the one. Okay. And we've got it. We will load it on board. There we go. Fuel is, we've got that much fuel, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to say that's okay. That's plenty. It says 304 nautical miles range. 66 nautical miles is all we're doing. Fine. There's my route. We're not actually flying that particular route, but I'll see. I'll see what will happen. This is what I can change. So let's change this to 1300. No, 13. No, 13. Okay. 1 o'clock. There we go. And that's fine. IFR, we're going to do that. We're actually going to swap that to VFR. And I'm going to cruise at... I want to put my cruise altitude at no higher than 3,500 feet today. That looks good. We've got a couple of VORs that we can mess around with here. In fact, no, we cannot. I don't think we're going to be able to grab those. I'm pretty sure those are Vortex. I mean, it says, okay, we've got 110.2, 115.9. I'll have a look at those. I will have a look at those. I don't need to note that down. And that looks pretty good. I'm not exactly going to accept that route. I'm trying to do a different route. Double click, waypoint to center. Okay, well, I'm just going to say that I'm not actually flying that perfect route. Okay, new board briefing. That's nothing. Accept route and fly. Please start X-plane manually. Press OK when in the cockpit with the correct aircraft. And make sure that it's loaded with apparently that much cargo. 200 pounds of fuel, 91 kilos. Excuse me? 200 pounds of fuel. Okay. And apparently it wants 1,070. I don't think that's right. I know for a fact it was 900. I'm putting 900 in. Okay, and then all we've got to do is click that, press start flight. Let's load up. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to jump there. Okay, so we are loaded in. This is actually the second attempt at me loading in. The first time I flew this, after 25 minutes of flying, the aircraft crashed, or the sim crashed, not the aircraft crashed. So I'm trying this again. Also, the weather was horrific. The thunderstorm was so bad, it was almost impossible to fly the aircraft at anything above 2,500 feet. So I've gone ahead and cleared the weather, or just given myself just basic scattered weather, not real life weather. Unfortunately, it was just, I thought it would be really difficult given the SIGMET that was up and about, but yeah, this is what we're at this point in time. So I'm just going to ensure that this is all set up. One thing I have noticed is that, and I don't know whether this is an X-plane bug or something that's a bug because of air hauler running with this, but it does not seem to be able to place me in the right place. So I asked to be at the start of this runway. It placed me way off down there on a taxiway, and I really do not know why. I'm going to tune in a few frequencies here. 333 is Cambridge, so I'm going to be popping in Well, that's not right. 3. What? 3. Hello? What is going on? 4 is not the lowest I can get. I've got a 333 for Cambridge. Right here. I've got it written down. 3. 3. Well, maybe because... No, it just does not want to... Have I broken something? Either I've broken something or something is not quite right here. Anyway, I'm going to ignore that one. The other ones I do want to tune in, which I know for a fact will work, is going to be... I'm going to go for 116.25 for Barkway. There we go. And I'm going to set this up to be 050, and I'm going to tune in... Oh no, that's supposed to be 050. That's a mistake of mine. 050, there we go. And on this one I'm going to tune in Honolulu, which is going to be 113.65. There we go, and that is going to be set for 080. Okay, so that's all set up as far as I can tell. Now all we need to do is jump back into this. It says please start X-Plane manually. I've done that. I've loaded it up correctly. I press OK and it should connect me. There it goes. Ready. Receiving. There we go. It now knows where I am. There it is. And all I've got to now do is fly. So how am I going to go? How am I going to do this? You just saw it come up over there. All I need to do is set this up, move myself back a bit so I can see these things a little bit better, max out my mixtures and everything, make sure my controls are set. They are. Flaps down, it says taxi and take off. That is what I'm going to do. I will show you the other menu in a moment, but for now it's just a taxi and take off. Those two go on. And let's see what we have. So we're looking for a nice smooth takeoff, of course. Now this is a heavy aircraft this time. There we go. Positive rate. Gear up. Very nice takeoff, actually. I was just going to double check my barometer, which was adjusted correctly. Oh, this is so much easier to fly than the Storm. Flaps will now go in. It says fly this sector and land at your destination. Well, that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. I think I'm good with this. The fuel pump can go off. Okay, so I'm going to fly in this direction for a moment, a few moments, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to head. I'm going to turn heading 090, and then we're going to fly in that direction. And that should take us fairly close to our destination, avoiding the military area. We've got the restricted airspace that I need to be aware of. Let's bring this prop back to 2400 whilst we're climbing. There we go. I'll bring the mixture back a little bit as well. Looks pretty good. I was going to have my head tracking running, but I decided to switch it off after the crash. Minimal things running. I really don't want things crashing. I need to get this video done. suppose at 2,000 feet we're still going to be climbing, but I'm going to put myself now in a 500 foot per minute climb. And as I place myself into a more gentle climb, then I think that should help increase the speed nicely. Yep. Okay, let's have a look out and about. Is that Bedford? That's Bedford. So I'm actually going to wait until we just pass Bedford, then I'm going to turn in. There's an airport ahead of us. I think that's actually an abandoned airport. Disused. Well, not disused, it's just abandoned. It's sorry, not disused, it's just been shut down. It's probably been used for something. Probably either a racetrack, a drag strip, or somewhere where they stick a bunch of cars. Okay, so whilst we're still going through the climb out, let me press Alt and H to bring up the air hauler menu, as you can see right here, and this is the information that we have. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let's go for onboard status. There's our cargo condition. We can click that and it tells us what the cargo is. That's great. We can go for job status. Now this one I don't understand what the 0% is for. I'm not sure if it's telling me it's 0% delivered yet or what. I'm really not quite sure. Also it says expires 1 day 6 hours 35 minutes. Given that I've rolled back time, I'm not sure if that is actually the case anymore, so I'm not sure how that quite works at this point in time. We've also got nearest accepted jobs. It says 20 nautical miles. I've not done 20 nautical miles already. Surely not. We've got ops, pilot status, aircraft status, so we can go pilot status, nothing. Aircraft status, there's our aircraft. It says idle for some reason. I'm not sure. The aircraft is not idle, so that one I'm not sure how that's reading that in particular. What's down there? Company status gives us our company cash and reputation, and then we've got available jobs, and it just gives us a bunch of jobs. At Echo Golf Tango Charlie, you can see all the various jobs that are around. I don't want to click on one of them just in case it says, oh yeah, I can just accept it by doing that. Is that an active airfield? It might be. There's something down there. Oh no, that car's down there. It's one of those parking airfields. Okay, I think we're at the altitude that I want. 3,700 feet. I really should have been at 3,500. So let's nose down, get ourselves to 3,500, and that's all we have, by the way, on this in the in-flight menu. So I can press Alt and H to get rid of it again. I'm now going to turn 090. I would like to say that type rating helped me, but actually it did not, because I've flown this aircraft so many times already. But I did like the idea of it. Let's lower our nose a bit, and let's actually bring this back to 2,100. There we go. And let's lean out that mixture a bit. Lovely. And now all I've got to do is fly to my destination. That is literally all I've got to do. What I might do is I might cut some of this out, because obviously this is not part of the flight. This is not what we're looking for. Let's see how far we are. Let's use Avitab to help us here. Maps, where are we? Alright, we're coming up Cambridge ahead of us. So actually we've gone from Cranfield is out here somewhere, I think. Should pay attention to my altitude. No, do not descend. Do not descend. I'm now just running this on trim. Where is Cranfield? There it is. So we've gone from there, we've gone past Bedford, we're over here. Going over St. Notts. Notts? Notts. St. Notts? Maybe St. Notts. Will you stop descending? That's better. That might actually be me pushing down on the stick, I've just realised, but I need to recalibrate my controls, I think. I did calibrate them earlier. For some reason the pitch was really, really badly out. There we go. You know what, that will be fine. We're flying VFR. We're not doing anything major. And really this is more of a test of the system than anything else. Okay, so there's quite a ways to go. I've got to avoid that section there. And then we've got all of this that I've got to avoid. Training area, the rifle range, Lakenheath, Mildenhall, Marham, the Academy, and I've forgotten what the name of this one is. And that's the Academy for us as well. I've forgotten what the name of this RAF base is, and that's its Academy. So yeah, I've got to avoid quite a few things. But I think where I'm heading should give me a good avoidance, because I'll just fly straight across there, up to Bury St Edmunds, as I said. And then from Bury St Edmunds I just go ahead and turn upwards towards Dis. Not that, but Dis. That's terrible. Right. I think I've got myself fairly stabilised here. It's not on autopilot. The aircraft does seem to want to turn to the left again. Potentially I could drop the prop further. Let's drop it down a little bit more. See what we get from that. So I'm just trying to avoid the prop wash here. Okay, it's Cambridge ahead of us. Now I'm feeling like I have to hold the controls slightly in one direction. In fact, all I'm going to do is actually there you go. Hold a heading for me, please. I'll bring that to 2000. That's looking pretty good. Trim wise, I need to improve that just slightly. There we go. A little bit better on that. Nope, just need to lift that nose a little bit more again. There it is. Good. And this is going to take a little bit of time. We're doing 120 knots. This is going to take some time to get to our destination. Probably another 20 to 25 minutes, I would say. I would say about 20 minutes, I think. I could just stick it into the flight plan and see how far away it is. In fact, I could just go for... do this again. E G. Nose up a little bit more. No, I'm okay. S V. North Wild, no. There it is. There we go. Gives me a nice straight line to our destination. Perfect. 20 minutes. 20 minutes if I go in a straight line. But obviously I'm not going in a straight line. 41 nautical miles. Not bad, not bad at all. I am reducing in altitude ever so slightly. I need to trim up and get this in a better, slightly more stable position. Let's find ourselves a little bit more stability here. Okay, what do we have here? Nope. Straight over the top of Cambridge. Hello, people of Cambridge. Don't mind me, I'm just hauling some beef over. I should probably have some of these interior lights on, though. No, they're not. They're not required at all. When I attempted this the first time, they were very much required. But then again, it was so bad that the flying was so difficult. I had two hands on my controls to try and just get that fine movement. I was just having to respond quite a lot. Our ETA is now no longer ticking down. Oh no, it is ticking down. I was going to say it's no longer ticking down correctly, but it is. Just not quite as quickly as I'd hoped. But we are now passing Cambridge. As you can see, it's Cambridge. Is that the university? I've never actually been to Cambridge University. No, that looks like a water treatment plant. Just want to pop outside to have a look for the university. There it is. Also, why is my aircraft completely black? I mean, I like it, but why? It's kind of cool to have the completely blank livery, because then I can make my own livery for my own company, which I think is a really cool idea. Right, we're 30 miles away, 36 miles away. We should have the East Coast Main Line somewhere. I think we are going to cross the East Coast Main Line, which is the main railway from, where does it go from? London King's Cross all the way up past Edinburgh. Everything on the aircraft seems to be running well. Don't seem to have any issues, and air hauler seems to be running well. If I just go ahead and look at that, you can see we can track it. It knows exactly where we are all the time. It knows my altitude, it knows my heading. It's quite happy there. I believe I can I drag around? No, I can't. Yeah, I can. There you go. So that's where I took off from, went there, crossed there. Here we go. I don't know what route that is. That's the East Coast Main Line. I'm not sure we're going to cross it. I think that is the East Coast Main Line. The airport we are after is somewhere around here. Who's that? It's different people. I think it just has different people showing us where everybody is, which is kind of cool. Alright, nose down. That's it. I'm not looking to go past 3,500. Interesting areas of land. This is I call this place the Flatlands because it is very, very flat. I've been to this area past Cambridge, going towards the coast on the east coast, and it is really flat around here. Right, we seem to be happily pottering along. Saying 14 minutes. I think I might just let this run the entire way through. Because by letting this run all the way through, we can see if there's anything comes up with air hauler or anything like that, which so far nothing has actually come up. I can see one of the military bases. I think Echo Golf X-Ray Hotel, that is a military base. Not sure which one. Could I type it in? Could I look for it? Oh, I don't want to touch that. No, I do not want to get rid of that. No. Let's find out what that one was. Echo Golf X-ray. Right. Which one was it? Honington. That's the one. It's the RAF Honington. How do I get out of that? Just press clear. There you go. In that case, that means I'm getting pretty close. In fact, that must be Bury St Edmund. I think. No, that's not. That's Newmarket. Bury St Edmunds is coming up. So we are getting pretty close. Mildenhall, Lakenheath, Honington. I'm surprised that Mildenhall and Lakenheath are not X-ray. Why are they not X-ray? I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. We're landing runway 25 today. Sorry, not 25. We're landing runway 07. Why would I be landing runway 25? We took off on 03. We're landing on 07. I'm hoping for a good landing. Knowing my luck, it is potentially going to go wrong. Let's keep an eye out for this town. Is that it? That looks like a town. That's probably Bury St Edmund. And so as soon as I pass that, I want to turn heading... Actually, according to this, I want to turn now. So I am actually going to turn now onto heading of 050. Oh yeah, I forgot. Got to keep the nose up. No, pull the nose up myself. I completely forgot I was not on autopilot for the altitude. Completely forgot. That's how stable it's been. That's incredible. Right, all I've got to do... look what I'm heading directly towards. I need to make sure I avoid that. So my only way of avoiding that is going to be, as I get close to it, I'm going to turn onto a base leg for a 070 landing. Yeah, for a runway 7 landing, I'm going to turn onto a base leg. That seems logical. I'm actually now also going to bring myself down to just below 3,000 feet. Because we are not that far at all. We're 23 miles from our destination. And I'm pretty sure that base is in the way. There we go. I'm using the speed to control my vertical. So I'm actually using my throttle to control my descent rate. By reducing the throttle and increasing the throttle, I subtly change the speed, and by doing that I change my actual vertical speed. And that's the ideal way to control this. Which I really quite like that idea. Okay, let's turn on to a base leg now. So I'm looking for let me think. What was the runway? It was 07, wasn't it? So let's keep going. Whoops. Let's keep going. There. No, what am I talking about? It wants to be... That's one there. Okay, watch it. Bring yourselves. We'll continue the descent. And there's the base leg for us. Now in doing that, I've done that too early. I'm now headed directly for Lakenheath, which is annoying. But I do not need to worry about that, because before Lakenheath I'm actually going to be turning and heading in that direction. So I'm just avoiding that one there. There's also a rifle range just here, so I need to avoid this area. So I need to just basically, this gap here, that's what I need to pass through. This to avoid the training area. So that is what I'm going to be doing. It says 9 minutes. I'm actually going to leave myself now at about 2,500 feet. Turn heading 070. Keep that altitude stable. I think we should be okay to pass through. There we go, we're going to avoid that. We're going to avoid the areas that we need to avoid. We did just lose quite a significant amount of speed because I didn't put the throttle up. Well done, me. That was not clever of me. Okay, and now all we've got to do is look out for the airport. Is that it? That looks like the airport to me. I think I see it. Airport in sight. In that case, yeah, autopilot off. Let's head towards the airport. Fuel pump can go on. We're only 8 minutes from landing. This has actually gone really quite well, the second attempt. The first attempt was abysmal. That's the academy, I think, so I want to avoid that. And then that's the rifle range here, I think. I'm pointing at the screen here, I think. That's the training area, that's the academy. So just have to avoid all of that. Let's bring ourselves down to 2,000 feet now. 2,000 feet's a safe altitude to bring ourselves down to. There we go. Make sure that we've got this set up for runway 07. I've lost the Honolulu VOR, but I've still got Barkway. I want to see how accurate I was with that. Let's actually start slowing ourselves down a little further than this, since we are only 13 miles away. Okay, I see some lights. Alright, they're VASI indicators. So currently I'm on red, which is absolutely fine. I'm intentionally on red, heading for 2,000 feet, and then I'm going to stabilise at 2,000, and then from there we will continue. I'm also going to slow myself down now to... what should I slow myself down to? I was going to slow down to 100, but I think I'm not going to slow down to 100 until 5 miles? 8 miles. Let's wait until 8 miles before I slow myself down to 100. Also now going to stabilise at 2,000 feet. I certainly hope that is the airport. And that is the runway. It's a shorter runway, so I'm going to have to get this bang on correct. The runway is rather short. 10 miles to run. Is that the A47? That might be the A47. No, I don't think the A47 comes this far, or this side. I think it goes up more that side. I want to check. Which road is that? Does it tell me? A11. It's the A11. 47's out this way, I think. 47's out this way somewhere. Okay, did I miss everything? I actually did as well. I managed to miss, and there you go. I managed to get past here, and that's... Yep, I've done it. Okay, let's get ourselves lined up. Now the runway's on this side a bit. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. That is what I want. We will now increase the prop. Increase the mixture, reduce the throttle, and bring ourselves in. Is that white and red or red over red? Still red over red. It's fine, I'm going to do this manually anyway. I can see what I'm doing. Down to 100 knots. We've got about 6 miles to run. It's fine. Let's get this trimmed up nicely. The last thing I want is this out of trim and it just sort of throws us into the ground, which is always going to be something that is horrible if it happens. We're now at 100 knots. As we get closer, I'll reduce speed further. In fact, I might reduce speed further now, potentially. If I reduce speed... No, I won't reduce speed until I believe I need to I need to bring this into for a landing, of course, when I'm established nicely, which at the moment I am not. What is that at the end of the runway? Oh, I think that's just the concrete. I thought that was a building. I thought, what? Overshoot the runway straight into building. That's a good design. There's the white. Okay, time to reduce. One stage of flaps. Gear out. Too low again because I've slowed down, and that's fine though. .75 is what I'm after. What I'll do is I'll take the second stage of flaps. I'll pitch that nose down just a bit. 70 is probably as slow as I want to go, but I'm really not. There we go, 75. That is what I'm after. Nice and gentle all the way down, and then we'll see how the unloading works on this. At least this one works. So I think the X-plane just crashed because of a massive combination of a few things, and it just was not happy. I have a feeling this is going to be a bit of a heavy landing. I've never landed a Piper with quite so much it's quite so heavy a payload on board, so I'm going to have to be careful. I really do not want to damage the undercarriage. Really do not want to damage the undercarriage. Alright, I've lost the other VOR as well. I had a 500 warning from it. Sounded like that Boeing again. Minimums? There's no minimums on this aircraft. Well, there probably is. Let's go for full flaps. Ooh. That's a hard landing. Very good flare, but a hard landing. I knew that was going to happen. That's going to damage my aircraft a bit. I was hoping for less than 200, but I saw that coming. I just did not realise how heavy the aircraft was, to be completely honest. Where should I park up? Let's have a look. Where do I park up? Oh, there seems to be something back there. Let's go back there and see what there is. Here we go. Oh, not that. Okay, so I'll just park up next to this garage because I'm probably going to need some work done to the aircraft. And we'll just deliver our goods. So it says taxi and park, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'll just, in fact, I'll just park up here, like this. There you go. That goes off, that goes off. There. That comes back. That comes back. Is that it? Does it tell me I'm done? You cannot unload cargo or buy fuel while your air engines are running. Okay. In that case, let's get these all switched off. That that. There we go. That goes off. That's off. That's good. Then throttle down to minimum. Props all the way down. Mixture down. That stopped. And then switch those two off. That's good. Parking brake is on. Alt tab back to air hauler to offload your cargo. Air hauler recommends closing at X-plane, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say finish flight monitoring. Results is going to be bad. No. I've got to do that first. Unload. Job complete. Okay. Done. It's put me in the middle of nowhere again. Finish flight monitoring. There we go. Landing was okay. It was not ideal. It really was not. I did really want a better landing, but that's okay. It's put me in the middle of nowhere again. I'm not sure why it keeps doing that. So now I am at... Apparently my aircraft is back at Cranfield. Slightly confused. So if I now go to fleet 49.1. That makes sense. That makes sense, right? Condition is 100%. Everything looks okay. I have that. If I go to finances, there we go. There's that. That's the fleet size. Where's my? That's the cash I've lost. How do I get my income last 30 days? 9 grand. There you go. So, okay, so it is doing that. Perfect. So it does work. It does work really nicely. There's a few little quirks here and there. Obviously, if I was not using networks mode, I wouldn't have to fill up the fuel in that myself in X-plane. It would just do it itself. But I'm using network mode because of a number of aircraft I know probably require it. Maybe not the Just Flights ones, but I know the Zebel 737 will, and other aircraft like that will certainly require it. The Flight Factor A320 and the what's that sim I forgot what it is, something sim. They have the I think they've got Embraers and stuff like that. They will most likely need it as well. So I'm just going to get used to using it like that. It is pretty good. I'm trying to see. There we go. Reputation's gone from 20 to 21. So that has helped. So one mission has done 1 bit of reputation. I have no cargo jobs. I need to figure out where my aircraft is. Is it really back here? Apparently there's a courier mission to transport organs. Wow, going to Paris. That I don't think my aircraft can do that in under 2 hours. I really do not think it can do that. Available cargo jobs. We've got plenty going out of here, so we've got loads. Some of them are worth a fair amount of money, others are not worth much. That one is... we're looking at DVDs. That one could be worth a fair amount, and that could be something worth doing. I might do that, but overall, what are my thoughts on this? I think it's a really good product. I really do. There are things that maybe could be better integrated. For example, I would really like to be able to go plugins, AviTab, toggle tablet, go here and click on a button right there, which would open up this screen, for example, or the progress screen. That would be really awesome. So that way I know it's running, because if it breaks halfway through, you're not going to know. So that would be really nice. It would also be nice if we could use this entire thing from AviTab. Would it not be awesome to be going into this and going, right, here we go. Go there, click that. And as soon as you've clicked that, you've got yourself all this information. And I know for a fact that a system like that can be made. The integration behind it is already in place. And I know that I could make that system with, you know, a web-based system that could have all of this information pulled up, and it does it, and you can click it and accept it and then get it into X-Plane and so on and so forth. The only downside of that, of course, is you have to be in the aircraft to do it, which is probably why it's not done that way. Do I recommend this? I would give it a yes. I'd give it maybe a 7.5 out of 10. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. Things that let it down: The Office. That very much lets it down. They have changed it. It is a little bit better, but still it's really, really poor. So that's one thing that lets it down. The other thing that lets it down, I think, is the integration with X-Plane inside. It'd be much nice if there was some sort of integration potentially with Avitab, or, you know, using Fly with Lua to do something else. That would be really nice. And the third thing I think that lets it down, I think the type ratings need to be a little bit better. The missions are pretty good, but I do think that things like the type rating needs to be improved. And there are little bits and bobs, you know, there's minor formatting errors and things like that. That needs to be improved. And it is a little bit, I will admit, it is a little bit laggy at times, but nothing too bad. I mean, you can actually see it there. You can actually see that the amount of lag. Yes, that's a fair amount of routes, but I mean, this is a modern computer and all it's doing is showing a map. It really should not. It should be as smooth as this. Which I don't know. YouTube might not show the difference, but that is smooth. That is not. So there is that, but 7.5 or 7.75 out of 10. This is a really good product, and if you do want to improve your flight simulation experience by getting yourself the worry of working with aircraft and maintenance and flying it properly and so on and so forth, this is probably it. To add that, add the idea of money and finances and having to look after your aircraft, have your virtual airline. This is pretty good. Factories and construction haven't gone into that, so I'm not going to particularly look at this. It looks like it's rather expensive, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's really expensive. It is really quite expensive. That's going to cost 200 grand. 200 grand to get a factory that does aircraft engines. So, you know, it's possible. I mean, doing something like this would be awesome. I mean, imagine you've got aircraft engines, avionics, and let's see. Let's say computers, because it'll do computer parts. So, you know, it's going to cost $500,000 to open that up. But I think that is another aspect of this that we can look into, or I can look into at a later time. For what I see at the moment, as I said, 7.75 out of 10. I have increased that slightly. It's good. It isn't perfect. It's very hard for me to give anything above a 9 out of 10 for many, many things. A few exceptions. The Duchess 76 I gave a 10 out of 10, I think. Even the Piper Arrow that I fly, that's only a 9 out of 10. So, you know, for this to be 7.75, it's, I would say, if you want the experience of money and finances and all of that, this is really good. If you do not care about that, this is not for you. That's as simple as. If you really do not care about having the whole multiple aircraft, virtual airline kind of thing, maintaining your aircraft and that, this isn't something you do not need. But if you want that kind of experience, I would highly recommend looking at this. The link to it is in the description box below, as well as links to my Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/ecgadget. Your support on that would be massively appreciated. Also links to my social media at ecgadgetlp for both Twitter and Instagram. Please remember to hit the like button if you like the video and subscribe to the channel, complete with that notification bell to see more episodes of X-Plane 11, and leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what your experience is of this. If you've had it, if you've played this, or if you've got this add-on, what's your experience? Or if you have not got the add-on, Are you going to pick it up now? Because I've seen a few comments of people saying, yeah, this is, thank you for showing us this, because it's given us an idea. So, you know, I'm glad that that's helped, and let me know if you do pick it up and what your thoughts are. That's all from me, and I'll see you guys next time in X-Plane 11.